Hello, hello. We're going to be talking about spaying and neutering pets today. Now, the difference between a spay and a neuter is female versus male. Females get spayed and males get neutered. Neuter can also be a term used for either, just to complicate things. It just means that you're going forward with this procedure to prevent reproduction and development of babies. So, first off, there are many health implications and reasons to go forward with this, as well as behavior changes that can help make your pet happier, healthier, and live longer. To start out, for female cats and dogs, getting them spayed early, before their first heat cycle, before that first time they go into heat and bleed and have a reproductive cycle, it's really helpful in that the first cycle, there's a huge surge of hormones, there's development of different glands. So you really want to try, if you're able, to have that surgery performed pretty early. Of course, checking with the veterinarian, making sure your pet is healthy before going forward with any surgery. They may want to do some blood work and run some tests and just do a thorough physical exam to make sure they're okay for and ready for a surgery. Why do this? Number one, having a cat or dog that bleeds in your household can be really frustrating. It can be pretty messy, a difficult thing to manage. Two, especially female cats can have some pretty significant behavior changes when they're in heat. They may become incredibly agitated, kind of run around the house. They're usually very vocal, and they can really be difficult to live with when they're going through this. Number three, it does prevent, spaying an animal prevents uterine infections, things like a pyometra you may have heard of, where that's an infection with nasty pus and grossness that you can prevent by having them spayed. And you'll prevent breast cancer. You can't fully prevent it, but you'll make it less likely to happen. In dogs, about 50% of breast cancer is malignant, is aggressive cancer. In cats, it's even higher, it's about 90%. So anything you can do to prevent breast cancer sounds like a good plan. Other things are also that you can probably more easily board or take your animal to daycare if they are spayed. Now, the implications are many people do want to have an adorable litter of puppies or kittens or show your children, the magic of birth, and it is incredible, but it is a big financial burden. So having an animal that is pregnant, they're going to require more food, more veterinary visits. They are producing, life, and so they need a whole lot of support. Additionally, at birth, it's not always easy. Sometimes they need surgical help, like a C-section, to get those little ones out. So afterward, you end up with the whole litter, you've got to find some homes, and you honestly are not going to make as much money as you expect. Breeders are a different story. They have studied this, they're prepared, they have the financial backing, and they often know also how to go find the best homes for those pets. So finding a respectable breeder, if you'd like a purebred animal, is honestly a much better way to go typically than raising your own. Switching over to males. Why have your male cat or dog neutered? Number one is, again, some health benefits. You're not going to have testicular cancer to worry about as they age. Two, behavioral changes. Many males do become a bit more aggressive as they age if they are not neutered. Now, a lot of different caveats to that. Behavior does take training, of course, and every animal is different. The other thing is it has been shown that male cats and dogs that are intact, that still have their testicles, are more likely to roam. And that's because they're trying to go find a mate. They're searching for females, and they can, of course, breed multiple females. So that can be tricky. If you have a beloved pet that, for instance, your male cat gets out a lot, or he was really, really excited about animals that are outside, it can be tough. So sometimes it's a lot easier to manage them when they are neutered. Now, the big overarching reason why so many veterinarians, of course, other than health concerns, really want your cat and dog spayed and neutered is the US has a massive overpopulation issue. if you go to the average shelter right now, I mean, they are all full. Every darn cage, just back to back. They don't have the resources, they don't have the financial ability or the space to keep all of these animals. There are cats out on the street that are just, without homes because there are just too many. Overpopulation is a massive issue in this country. I would love, and I'm sure so many of you would love to take in all these animals, but in order to give them the best home, it's just not possible. So please consider spaying and neutering your pets, go out and adopt, and consider a reputable breeder if you do want a purebred animal.